Hi everybody, welcome to TFT Tarot for Today. Divine Dabblings, this is me Oberon with Goth Tarot. My weekly look into shadow issues of our lives, philosophies, things to be aware of, things we struggle against, things that may ultimately prove a gift. We also give a ShadowWork affirmation from the Earth and Bone Oracle set. The reading is constructed from the use of several decks in a pattern that I call, or that is derived from the Mystic Seven, the ascending and descending triangles and where they merge. I don't think I have a name for it, it's just the reading I like doing in Goth Tarot the most. So the first 3 points, the first triangle, the ascending triangle, is composed entirely of the cards from the Santa Muerte Tarot. Did I say that right? The Santa Muerte. I said Sante. It's a beautiful deck, though it might be a little grim and dark for some people. I've had it for a few years. I've made a gift of it to certain people. Here we go. The first point of the pyramid is something that I call the dark design. What is the focus for this week? What are the general trends that may be coming? That sort of thing. And it's the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands says our focus is how we can expand from our point of perhaps some sense of completion or having finalized or met certain goals or feeling like there is more for us to do, more for us to work on, more for us to conquer or put into place for ourselves. So that's our focus, trying to do more. The second point of the pyramid is the dark drama. And this pertains to external forces, mostly in the form of other people and what they say or what they impart. So it could be gossipy, but not necessarily. It's the Knight of Pentacles, which is upright. I'll just put her over there. And the Knight of Pentacles says that the dark drama perhaps is about a caution to move slowly, but with precision. There may be forces out there that are suggesting you pace yourself, that you meter your movement, but don't keep moving forward towards your goals. Just do it maybe a little bit more steadily and perhaps cautiously. Secret is the word, perhaps. So then finally we come to point 3 of this pyramid, and it is the dark destiny. And by that I mean how most likely things may move forward from here. So it is not the actual predictor of the destiny, it is just sort of an idea towards what could happen. And it's the Eight of Pentacles. It's upright. Things will involve a lot of work and a lot of cooperation with people that you mostly feel good about working with. It may be a time for you to show others what you're doing and try to collaborate with them or bring them along with you towards this project. So most likely the way things end up could be that you have achieved partnerships that are beneficial for everyone, and that you're working together on that project that seems to be appearing before you now as a way of expanding what you've already been doing. So that's the first pyramid. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee here. And now we are moving on to the second pyramid. And the first point on the second pyramid is a new deck as we cover what it is that may be haunting us. What are the dark shadows? And so for that, I am using the Goth Tarot, not because I hope to find real ghosts that are haunting us, but as a suggestion that some of these hauntings may be things we just cannot escape from, or that have a certain power of fright, perhaps, that chills us, that stops us, that haunts us. What are our dark shadows? What are the things that we may not necessarily be able to escape? It's the Ten of Swords. It's a pretty grisly view of it too. So I will put that there. What haunts us, perhaps, is that we feel something is ending. Hopefully it's not our lives. But it could also indicate, too, that we are being released from something, as certainly as we are being possibly released from life in the allegory there. Something has completed. Maybe that's why we need to move on in the manner that's showing. It could be that this is the motivator for the expansion of card 1. That it is time to move away from something that limits us. We could call that evil forces. We could just call that things that are against us. And so in the sense of letting it go, we may be able to find the light that comes hereafter. You know, in most cards there's a sun shining. Well, in the Goth Tarot, it's the moonlight. But seriously speaking, what haunts us perhaps is the fact that it is time to move on, to escape from something, or move on from something that has really been curtailing us, keeps us in a certain place. So the next card, the next position, is from another deck. It's from the Night and Sun, or the Night Sun Tarot. And the position is the dark truth. The idea of a reality that maybe we know or don't, but either way, it's the reality that we have to accept. It's the thing that's happening that maybe cannot be changed, although we have free will, everything can really change. But it's not exactly like the dark destiny, which it will hover over. It maybe represents something that is just more finite in its less fungible properties. Things that we must accept, if only to ruminate on them more and maybe find other solutions. And the card that fell to the floor is probably the one I want. Indeed. It's the Page of Wands. So we have a lot of wands here between these decks, at least a couple. 2, that's the dominant perhaps. Well, we have 2 pentacles too. But the Page of Wands, as the dark truth, the truth that we may have to accept, is suggesting that some message is coming to us, maybe something is coming to us that tells us there is a beginning beyond that. Is it the beginning that is after what haunts us is over and we can move towards the light again? Is it the beginning maybe that we ourselves are trying to move towards? There's another wand card. The one that we feel we should move forward through. Could be that. The dark truth perhaps is just always that we're always going to receive a message telling us where to move, what to go, what to look out for. And maybe that represents the idea that there's always going to be some sort of function in our lives, maybe that opens us up to networking, to challenging ourselves with bravery or with charisma to try to find a way to be ahead of everyone else, to be aware of messages and take advantage of that information. I don't know, it's a little vague, but some people think that all tarot cards are a little vague. I think it's time for another sip. As we look at the sixth card, but not the final card, and the sixth card, the third point on the intersecting or descending pyramid, is the dark twist. The dark twist is that truly unexpected thing that we will not be able to necessarily see in advance, but it could be a game changer. It could flip the script, it could change the program, alter it. And I'm using the black tarot for this. By the way, all the cards I'm using are from my original iteration of this spread. I've played around with different cards, but this is the one I like the best. So let's see, what is our dark twist? What is it that will pull the rug out, flip the script, change things in a way we don't expect, maybe for the better, but we need to be aware of it. Our game changer is the Two of Swords. It's upright. The unexpected twist could be that maybe we're kind of blocked. We're at a stalemate. We find we are suddenly having to hold everything in close and maybe not make a sudden move. That maybe this is the time to observe more, to try to learn more. And so despite all these cards of movement and saying, oh, here's a goal, here's where we must go, you may find a circumstance will say, not yet. Stand at attention and be ready. There's something else maybe coming that you will need to know. Could that hopefully be the dark gift, the final card, the seventh card in the center? And the dark gift is drawn from the Crow's Magic Tarot, a very old deck I have. I love this one. It's a bit shamanic, kind of with the symbology. I like it because its former life was in service to my coven, the Circle of Wondrous Stories. So this was the deck that we mostly used when we had a group or coven divination to perform. Sometimes we used it for spell work with tarot cards because we liked to do that. What is the dark gift? The dark gift is our skills, talents, resources, or anything else that will now possibly be realized as more important and more able to be utilized in this matter. So from the Crow's Magic Tarot, what is the dark gift? It's the Four Cups. And again, it's kind of like what we saw here with the Two of Swords, but it does suggest that our gift is being able to see all the choices that are there for us. It may not be what we think we would be expecting from that. The dark gift is whatever is in our hearts and minds that we can kind of visualize or ascertain what our choices are, and then to be able to focus on them without necessarily just picking what is most desirable or most convenient, but to really figure out what is that best choice. So now we're going to do the ShadowWork affirmation that I mentioned. It's from the Earth and Bone set by Syrian Shadow. It's an oracle deck that has considerable good shadow work to do, as well as an affirmation that I usually will read, that I always read. So let's do this. Let's find out what our shadow work should be, considering what we see here. What can give us maybe even a better benefit in all this as we ponder this week's Goth Tarot. And I'm sorry for those shakes there. And we've had this one before, so we may be able to relate to it. It's the serpent. Rebirth, nonconformity, new approaches, unconventionality. And of course, right away it sounds like it's kind of coinciding with the reading. Now is the time to embrace your authentic self and let your true light shine brighter than it has ever before. This is your message of hope to spread and share to others. That difference is beautiful and that difference should be celebrated. Regardless of how you are perceived or evaluated, listen to your truth and pursue what your heart tells you. The worlds of others are not the same as yours. So get to know yourself well enough to comprehend and accept that their perception of you is not who you are. You are more knowledgeable about yourself than they will ever be. Their assessment of you is based on their sense of reality, which is a different version of your reality. It makes no difference what their reality is. You're a unique breed, and that's precisely what you need to be. The projections of fear cast on you from others were causing you to hide away from the world. You're starting to break free from conformity and become your true self, and you're entering a period of rebirth. Affirmation. I love the person I am becoming. I am here to shine. I am at peace with myself. I love and accept myself unconditionally. I am authentically me. Well, I do like that. I like that very much. I think whatever is really going on here is not so much about a new project but maybe about moving into a new life that has new projects, new meanings, new goals, new resonances. And so that final affirmation tells us to not be afraid, but to be brave and move towards that. No matter what others are trying to do, no matter whatever shackles they put on you or must wait kind of admonitions, whether it's haunting us or whether it's not letting us see what our magic, our dark gift is. It's time to put that aside and move forward in confidence that we are who we are meant to be and we are doing what we are meant to do. So that was Goth Tarot for this week. I hope you enjoyed that and got something out of it. I'll see you again next time.